Hi, welcome to Spotics. It's me, Abdul Anas. Today we are going to talk about what is WordPress and what's its advantages and disadvantages. So coming to WordPress, we all know that it's like a content management system. So when you are setting up a website or making your own first websites, most people go with the WordPress. So we have to know what's the advantages and not disadvantage of using WordPress because most of the people don't know the disadvantages and the advantages when they are going with WordPress because most of them like it's easy go and make the website. So let's know what's the advantages, what you can make your website more traffic and more user friendly. So let's talk about that one and what you have to make sure while you are hosting your website. Because when you are using the WordPress, there is some dark area. So I will tell you what's the dark area and is there any alternative for WordPress. These all things we will be discussing in this video. So let's talk about the advantages of the WordPress. So it's like a user-friendly CMS. So when you're making a WordPress, when you want to make contents, each all things will be like a drag and drop, moving contents, and it's more easy for you to set up a website using a WordPress. It's content management system. All these things is really easy, and that's why you can make it more awesome websites. And the next one is like plugins. So plugins is like maybe if you want to add on more features or more new things into a website, like maybe contact form, or maybe if you want to add like payment gateway integration, all these things can be used like a plugin. Maybe some plugins are paid as well, and there are also something is like more free also. So it depends on the plugin, and you can use the different kind of plugins. So no need to develop the code for those things. Instead, you can use that plugin. That's its advantage of using plugin. And coming to the SEO and search engine optimization, it's like really easy for making your website to come up in the search engines when people want to search your website, like by keeping more the keywords. Those all things can be easily done using the SEO, and it can be easy using by some plugins, or you can use the WordPress as well for making it more SEO friendly. And coming to the responsiveness, when you are making a website, it's more important to make your website is like responsive because most people fail at this point because when they only just taking care of the web browser or like desktop system. So most of the people are using the websites through their mobile itself because number of mobile users are growing high by this each and every year. So coming to make your website is like a responsive is more important. And coming to WordPress, it's also possible by the themes what you are purchasing through the WordPress because some themes also doesn't have responsiveness. It's depending on the theme what you're purchasing. So that's why if you're coming to the responsiveness, it's a good advantage on using WordPress as well because you have no need to write any code for making the websites like a responsive part. And most beautifully we can say it's like an open source because open source is like everyone is going to contribute and make more updations on the WordPress. So when you want to make new features or anything, it can be done by like many developers contributing all over. And that's it's like maybe people can get the code of the WordPress so they can edit and they can manage or change the content of the WordPress. So it's like an open source and it's like more interesting for because its quality and everything is growing up because everyone have the code of the WordPress. So it's easy and they can optimize according to their need as well. That's why using open source as a WordPress is also a good feature for you coming to WordPress. So we know all about the advantages. So now let's talk about the disadvantages because some disadvantages may make you scared because you have to take care of these disadvantages as well. Because when coming to hosting a WordPress, you have to take care of your websites. So let's talk about what all disadvantages have the WordPress have. So we tell it's have a plugins, right? So coming to WordPress, it's like a disadvantage as well because when we want to make a website having more features, like maybe you have contact form, slideshow, or maybe you have to make like newsletter. All these things you have to purchase or you have to go with the plugins. And some of the plugins is also expensive. You cannot get it for free. So coming to making plugins also little expensive and coming to it's like more complicated because you have to dump every plugins into your WordPress, so it can make your WordPress website like more loading time or make it more slower for user to load it. So using plugin is like a disadvantage as well coming if you have more features or more things you have to do with your WordPress site. So we know that every application have to updates. So we have to update our plugin and themes as well for the WordPress. So coming to updates, it's like more headache for you because you have to take care of the new features or new updations is coming through your WordPress plugin or the themes. So you have to get up to date with the everything's happening around. So making your website is also you have to frequently check your website, which plugins or which things need to update. All these things will be like more headache for it. So that's why it's like a disadvantage because you have to take care of your website all the time because once it's deployed, you have to know no need to bother if your website is more stable and it's going everything well. But coming to these things, we have to take your care of your website all the time by using the updates. And why we are using updates is like because maybe if you have to have some security updates or like optimization performance, all these things will be updating on every plugin. So if you have not updated your website, it's like more bad. That's why I'm saying that you have to up to date your websites. That's why it's like a more disadvantage as I feel like because I'm a developer and I know how much time I am spending on a website after it's deployed. So we already tell about like plugins, right? So these kind of plugins may make your website like slower because if you cannot optimize your website because these plugins will be handling or taking care of your website. So it can slow down your website loading or maybe if every people is using or it's not about the number of people is using because it's number of execution or how much load you are giving to your website that can make your website lower. So if you are using a custom website, it can be more faster because it's everything in your control. And coming to plugins or like themes, maybe something you know need, but it's still loading in your page. So it's also taking much time on your content to load from the user. And is it matter for making your website loading speed or is it matter? Yes, it's exactly matter because when I am saying that if you are waiting for a website to load, like maybe if you are waiting for a 5 seconds, would you wait for a website to load 5 seconds or if it takes 10 seconds, it will be more headache and most of the people will be close that website and will move to other option. If it is your website is that mandatory for them, then only they will wait for them. Most of the websites like maybe business level. So maybe most of the people will be getting to website to know about the content or maybe they are going to choose your services. That's why making your website more slower is not a good choice. So it can lead your website to slower as well. And we talk about SEO. It's like SEO friendly. But coming to the reality, it's like not real SEO friendly because you cannot control the SEO updates or any new feature in SEO have been coming up. So that's why there is always a restrictions. You can only use the SEO service or the optimization they are giving to you through the WordPress. Other than that, you have not access. That means like if you're so good at the SEO or maybe if you want to excel in the SEO things then it will be always restricted. But as a basic thing, it will be always stored in the SEO. But I'm saying that going to higher level, like making your every content is like more SEO friendly, it will not work as you think. That's why it's not. I can say like it's always restricting the SEO. And coming to the open source, I already said it's like open source and everyone know this code. So is it safe? Everyone knows your website code every time. So that means like every website, suppose if you are a hacker or maybe you want to hack some website and every website is following same code. So if you break a single website code, is it easy for you, right? To break every other website because everyone has the same code structure and same architecture. So likewise, coming to WordPress, we can say like its security is more matter because number of hackers are attacking WordPress sites are so higher. So coming to seeing this one is like if you are hosting a security level or maybe some payment related website, you have to take care of that because is it safe for your website you use the WordPress? Because if the hacker get into your website, they can transfer your payment into their account somewhere you cannot reach. So these kind of things can lead your business slow down, or maybe it can more say not safe for it, right? So that's why we can say like it's not secure. Because why I'm saying that because I have related to work with like fintech project. So while doing that one, I said seen like that many of the hackers are trying to attempt to hack the application because they thought like this application is made with the WordPress. So that's why they was always trying to attempt to hack the website. So I can see that attempt to hack the sites. So it's like some people are using automated hacking tools because it will be always like attacking different applications. So like that, I can understand that it's a automated or real hitting. So that's why I'm saying that it's like more less more not more secure. That's why I'm saying that it's less secure. And if you're going with more secure projects or anything, you cannot choose the WordPress. I'm saying that you have to take care of the securities by your own. So we have talked about the advantages and disadvantages, however, of having a WordPress, right? So if we are more scared about the WordPress, or maybe if you want to find any alternative solution, maybe we have talked about the disadvantages, right? So is there an alternative? Yeah, we can have many alternatives. So coming to that one, like giving you more idea. So let's talk about the alternative one, like you can use the other content management system. So most of the content management system will be like free, and some of them are also paid as well. So if you are going with the paid content management system, they will be try to focus on the like more security things. And the more drawback is also it will be paid as well, and we cannot sure that it's always safe also. So that's why we have to take care of our website. So there are many content management system like alternative for WordPress. Some of them are Drupals, or maybe you can use the online editors like providing by the Wix. All these things are like an alternative for your WordPress. And coming to the next solution is like you can use the online website builders. But coming to this one, I can say like online website builders is also restricted because you can only drag and drop like WordPress also. And maybe it depends on the word like website builders, because some website builders are so good, some of them are not good. So it depends on the hosting providers. So maybe if it is good, I hope that most of them will be like paid one. So if you're using the WordPress website builders, is also like an alternative for the WordPress. And most beautifully, I can say like the best solution I can provide or you can do is like develop it from the scratch. So there is also restrictions if your developer is not so good in handling these kind of securities or these kind of development things. It will be more hard. But if your developer is so good and he know how to develop these kind of things from the scratch, so it will be always the best solution. So why I'm saying that, because most people are so lazy to spend money on like making development from scratch. So I'm saying that using this thing is always good. So you can use the static site like or scratch development. So maybe if your site is static also, you can developing from scratch is like more efficient. And you can, is the thing is like everything is in your control. Even the changing the content or everything is up to you. And the most drawback is also there. Maybe if your developer is not so good at making it like a content management system, so you have to ask your developer for every time support to update your website. Or if the developer is also so good to make you a custom content management system for you, like making contents changing by the admin panel, all these things, it will be more easy for you. So that's the thing having a WordPress. So I hope you got an idea about how to use the WordPress, or what's the advantage and disadvantage of using WordPress. Because why I have to say this one is like most of the people don't know how to use the WordPress or what's the purpose of using WordPress. And some people are like, it's easy go, easy thing. So maybe if you want to make it easier website or faster website, it's good solution. But when you are going to scale up, or maybe if you want to have customized its feature, so coming to that one, WordPress is not a good solution. So you have to develop it by your own. And I hope you got an idea about the what is WordPress, all these things. So if you have any doubts, any doubt, clarification, you can ask in this video's comment, or you can let me know through our community. So you can join our community. It will be a good community for you to talk about the relevant things or technology. So you can, the link to the community is also given in the description of the video. So you can check it out. And I hope you got what is the WordPress or what's the advantage and disadvantage of WordPress. So thank you for watching.